Welcome to the third podcast we've done tonight.
Seriously.
This is the extended version of the Ramblecast After Dark.
You missed the one in the middle where we just
literally talked for 45 minutes before we hit record. Yep.
But don't worry, you didn't miss out on anything good.
No, not at all.
No, I start babysitting again tomorrow, so it's like I got to wake up at like 6:30 again tomorrow.
But what all the fans really want to know, if they just finished the last podcast, is they want to know, when is Chris going to have to start babysitting?
Yeah,
with the literal baby.
Yeah, what a shitty string along phrase I put there, because it hasn't happened yet.
Well, is the newborn going to be a Caillou fan? That's what I want.
Definitely not. If there is one thing that I will jump in and try to control the destiny of my child with, and that will be and is no to Caillou. That will not happen. But no,
what about Daniel the Tiger?
Fuck Daniel the Tiger.
We are not going back down this rabbit hole of children's shows. Thanks, Nick.
No, to shed a little light on that whole scenario on with the growing family, I'm actually at that point now where it is anytime now.
Wow.
So
nice.
So my wife had her last day of work was on Friday. So this is April vacation week. And
when did you take the photo? I saw some photos today of your family today.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful
we took those.
Family.
Thank you. We took those a couple of weeks ago. A friend of mine from college has since started her own photography business, and she specializes in maternity photos and family photos and such.
You got like friends everywhere. You got friends making cookies. Pictures.
Sure. And which by the way, Beth made some amazing Boston Marathon cookies of like sneakers and stuff, which were really cool.
Really?
Side note, anyways, but so a really cool story though. Courtney, my friend from college, also recently went through a bout of breast cancer as well. So we actually had a rekindled connection since that happening. That was happening. So she's in recovery. She finished her chemo like the week before she did the photo shoot, which I thought was
amazing.
Was kind of cool. So it's very, very, almost like not unlike the fact that this child is kind of like a celebration of not only just the birth of our son,
right,
but at the same time kind of like a big fuck you to cancer, because we were able to make things happen, after all the treatments and everything. So there it is, super, super pumped. I'm not trying to be crass on when it comes to having a kid, but I am saying fuck you to cancer, because that's just how it is.
You have to.
So there it is. But yes, we did that photo shoot a couple of weeks ago. That's part 1, and part 2 will be coming soon. Oh. So yeah, the kid's room is ready to go. The only thing I haven't done in his room is hang up some of the artwork and some of the stuff that we're going to hang on the wall.
Well, if you don't get that done, he's going to be pissed when he moves in.
I know. But
what is this, a Motel 6?
Yeah, but here's the thing though, is that one of our sleep / solutions for the baby was the rock and play, which we were going to put next to our bed and as like a bassinet type of thing. But I don't know if you guys heard the news. Maybe not, because you're not really worried about infants. But the Fisher-Price,
they did.
Has a worldwide recall because of being linked to infant deaths. So
the rock and play.
Yeah.
Which one's a rock and play? Is it like with a swing?
No, it's kind of like this contraption. It opens up like kind of like a scissor almost. But it has
we have a pack and play.
Yeah, but this thing kind of wiggles around a little bit, and also plays music. And it's
primarily AC/DC. So
yeah,
because of the rock and play.
Yeah. So
oh no, I'm not gonna go there.
But other than that, we're ready to rock. So the baby car seat base is currently installed in my wife's car.
Oh my
everything's all good to go. Like
pain in the ass. Putting those things.
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, you have to have the level of education you have to have, or the amount of patience you have to have in installing a baby car seat is just.
It's incredible. I had taken. We have 2 car seats. One for. It's an interchangeable one, the base that can go for Ava or Alex. and one for Zach that's up. Zach's
The
pretty
upright
easy,
one.
but the problem is I have no grip anymore. My fingers don't work anymore, so I can't pull it. I can't pull the thing tight. So I got a wrench to get it out. I had to get a wrench. I can't push the gray button down.
Is this Robert Kraft's autobiography?
It might as well be. I'm a hand of the king.
Hand of the craft.
Hand of the craft. But I can't. So today I'm like going, fuck it. They're in because we took them out. We had to get some stuff for mulch and stuff like that. So I kept telling my wife. I said, it won't fit. I know there are people making their own jokes out there. It won't fit. She goes, no. I go, look, it's like a puzzle. The pieces either fit or they don't. They don't fit. So
You're not making the city easier.
I know.
Man.
I said, all I'm going to do is take the car seats out, lower the seats, and we go from there. So that's what we had to do.
Just throw them in the way back. They'll be fine.
So I put 2 weeks later. I finally go, all right, we're going to eventually have these kids back. So let me put the car. But it's a pain it's a fucking pain in the ass. I literally I will go on YouTube. All right. How do you take it out? Okay. All right. Got it.
What position of the puzzle pieces did you try? That's what I want to know.
None of the fun ones.
Okay.
Hey, so any prospective parents out there, don't let Jack dissuade you and make you have any fear for putting car seats in. Although I didn't need to do this time because it's actually not that hard to do, first of all.
Oh, it's a pain in the ass.
But if you call your local fire department non-emergency line, they will install the car seat base for you per the regulations.
Like they got nothing else better to do.
But no, it's no joke though. Honestly, at least the hospitals in this area, they won't let you leave the hospital with a kid unless it's the car seat is securely fastened in the way that it is designed to. You know
how I left the hospital in York, Pennsylvania?
Bungee cords?
On my mommy's lap.
I figured horse and buggy.
Horse and buggy.
Yeah.
But I saw something that was something that someone posted on Facebook. It was something from the 50s. It's basically a kid in a harness type thing, and he's got like a rope, like a strap tied to the chair. That's how they kept the kid in.
Well, like it's things like I mean I know I've talked about this before. I remember even in the 80s, riding in the Lincoln with my grandparents, I would get in the back glass on the way back. And then whenever they would, because you'd hit that sun hitting and you're like, this feels great. And then whenever they'd hit the brakes, you just fly forward into the floor. You know, to me, that was just fun.
That was a ride. I think we even said it's an e-ticket at Disneyland.
Yeah. It's the Steve Carell movie as well. The way back. Great flick.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so there we are. We're ready to rock. My wife has her go bag already packed. We've got the plans for the kid. I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping that things happen while I'm home, because my wife being home, not at work, and essentially the hospital in where my wife will be delivering is like 15 minutes north of where I work. So I'll have to drive from work 45 minutes southwest, and then
so basically in Boston.
Can you just say, "Hey, honey, just meet me at the hospital"?
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. Uber. That'll go over like a wet fart in church. We're at that point, man. We're at game time, which is it's exciting.
It's exciting. It's exciting for you.
Well, we're excited for you, Chris.
Thank you.
So,
I may or may not be here next week. So.
I mean, when you kind of went on a little bit of a
lone Bruce,
you kind of went on a little bit of a media blackout there, where I was like, "Oh, I think it's happening, guys!" Like in my mind, I was just like, "We haven't heard from Chris. Like, what's going on? like it's happening, guys." That was what was in my mind.
Well, like I said, I was still holding out. Chris would talk to his wife and say, "Okay, we'll do the live podcast."
Yeah.
But Chris not being a team player, what are you gonna do?
At a certain patron level, you can actually be in the delivery room with Chris.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Like, can you imagine, like, just some random person that we hire, like, with the camera in there, and then Chris going like, "Honey, this is the $50 patron level. Like, don't worry about it."
It's not random. It's gonna be Drake.
Imagine
just straight, and CJ like hanging out. Like,
hey, as long as
JP would make his comments and stuff like that. So
yeah.
It'd be
Well,
nice.
So all is. I'm kind of on edge. I'll be honest with you. So when I'm at work, I've got every time I feel the vibration of a phone notification going off, I immediately jump in.
The scheduled date's 22nd, 23rd.
So it got moved up. So it was
yeah.
originally 26th. After after her most recent appointment.
Oh, it's a team of
all the measurements and stuff. I wasn't there for this last one. It wasn't the. It was just a checkup. They moved it up to the 24th. So, and 24th is a point of no return. So
that's a week. That's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah. So if he doesn't arrive by the 24th, they will make sure he arrives on the 24th.
Well, I'm still hoping for a 23rd because my son's the 23rd. You live in Franklin. I live in Franklin. I mean, it's like
it's meant to be.
You're a brother from another city, basically. Well, that doesn't rhyme very well.
Brothers from another city.
But anyways, yeah, there it is. That's the update. Baby Watch is currently in full effect.
Beep.
It's funny because it seems like it takes so long. Like my daughter, she just hit the 20 week.
Yeah,
and she's going to name. She's Hayden Llewellyn Embry, and she went with my middle name, which was my dad's middle name, and it's like 5 generations middle name. And I've always told everybody, you don't have to use it. You don't have to use it. But she decided before she was married, she wanted to use that middle name. I go, really, you don't have to use it. It's not going to hurt my feelings. You don't use it. But
she's just trying to show up Jay any way she can. Really, that was her main.
Did I share with you guys a story about the naming convention for my son?
I believe
a little bit.
So. Yeah. Like
you said you got your
like you were in front of your parents.
And
you were talking about, and then like your wife's like, well, now I have to use it. Because
So I shared that with my aunt today, and she started she was over text, and she's like I'm actually crying because she was just super happy because the middle name. I don't know if which is kind of the bone of contention. So the middle name that we chose is my my mom's maiden name, and it was like kind of unintentional. I just really liked how it sounded at the beginning, and then it's now kind of turned into like a homage to or paying some respects to my mom's side of the family who've my grandparents on her side have since passed, and they hold true to their name. Like my aunt who's married chose to not take her husband's name and kept her her maiden name. So kind of passing the torch along. So it's making some people on my side of the family pretty happy.
It's amazing how excited people get because my mom sent me a text saying, "I'm so excited that Kayla decided to use." Well, I want to say, why? It's not your middle name. What do you care?
Or how vocal they are against certain names, because that happened to us. Just like, what? You're using that name? I wouldn't use that name. Okay, well,
Jay,
you know what? It was my ticket to get punched, and
my sister's second born son is named Owen. So like my immediate thought was like, you can't name him Owen. She's like, why not? I was like, because he'll be burned alive.
Oh, and his brother Anakin.
Yeah, and his brother. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but when you're thinking in names, okay, how can people pick on this kid's name? What name?
Right.
Literally, that's what you would, because I used to get picked off. But
it's true.
Me off.
Yeah, jack me off. Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah.
I mean, like his name's like I'm Nicholas, but most people call me Nick. So it's like, hey, Nicky, what's up? You're like, oh,
I hate being called Jackie, and that's what I was called as a little kid. Well, I was Little Jack because my dad was Jack. Little Jack or Jackie. I go, oh, that's a tough choice. Which one do I choose? Little Jack, which I was short, and then Jackie.
But I've always thought of you as a big Jack with a little Jack inside.
Well, thank you, Pat. Thank you, Pat. Yeah, that was great.
Nice throwback joke to about 45 minutes ago. What was that?
Yeah, little callback.
It was funnier when it was towards Nick, but
I'm pretty excited for our son. He's going to be Jackson Skypeck, which is I think is just a
that's an astronaut name.
Yeah. I'm doing my part in giving him the name. Now it's his part to live the life, right? So he's got a name that's suited for the limelight.
It's a great TV. It's a great TV name. It's an actor name. It's a great athlete name.
It's just a great name. That's my second choice as well. Like if I ever had a son, my first choice is Harrison because I like George Harrison a lot. And but the second choice I've always had was Jackson. I always have just liked that name. It's it's a good name.
It's my dad. Yeah. I've said this before. That's what my dad called me, Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson was actually in the running for us for boy names. We liked Jackson. We also liked.
I'm thinking about changing my name to Jackson.
I'm trying to think of the other one,
but I don't want to add letters to my whole name. It's just too much.
My thoughts are still hung up on this idea we're talking about with the patrons. I'm just picturing it like, you know, the child being in the mom's arms and Chris like giving her a big kiss on the forehead. You know, it's like a precious moment, and then Chris having to look at the camera and going like, "I'd like to thank Maggie the Magnificent, Joanne with the plan for this childbirth."
That I you know, it's a moneymaker, but that's what I get it. You don't want to do it. I'm not pressuring you. I did want to talk about one thing. The NHL playoffs are going on right now, and Ovechkin plays for Washington, and the Canes are in the playoffs for the first time in I think it's 2007, something like that. They won the Stanley Cup 2006, 2007. It's been a long time. It's like San Diego type drought. Well, this young rookie got in a fight with Ovechkin yesterday, which I don't know if you saw the highlights. Wasn't much of a fight. He literally gets knocked out. Ovechkin knocked him out because the kid is 19 years old. He punched him twice in the helmet and the other time in the face shield. I go, kid, what are you thinking? And Ovechkin's a pretty tough guy. But it literally knocked him. He's out cold on his feet, and his head kind of bounced on the ice, and now he's in concussion protocol. But I just said, well, that's your rookie mistake. I used to break up fights in the college games. I used to tell him, I go, why were you hitting his helmet?
Yeah,
you got to get his helmet off. But of course, there's bigger penalties if you take the helmet off. But it was always so stupid when you're punching. There were times I was breaking up fights, and people were punching me in the back of the head. And I go, dude, you're hitting me. You're hitting me. They're hitting it. It's like football players when they punch each other in the head.
Well, there was one football player that was, it was a soccer player, but he was ejected for like 8 games or something like that for assaulting a ref. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
Well, I mean, it's soccer, so I know you. So.
Well, it was probably a light little.
I would be more supportive of suspending soccer players for 8 games for every bad acting they do if someone just like nicks them, you know?
Yeah.
I would be that ref out there in a soccer field if you're just literally just doing cartwheels on the field for someone who like brushed your shoulder. I'd just be like, dude, get up.
I literally would do that.
Yeah.
I'd have adults do that. And then adult games, they look at me and go, what are you? I go, come on, really? Get away from me before I throw you in the box. Get away from me. Get away from me.
It would be funny though, as a ref, to all of a sudden pull out an Academy Award and be like, "Here you go,
there you go,
here you go, like you won, like you won."
But you always had that person that would do the flop where you see it in basketball, they spread their arm, they push their right away. Even if it was a legit penalty, I would not calling it now. Or I'd give them both penalties. I'd give one for unsportsmanlike and one for tripping.
Mm-hmm. Or charging.
Anyway, that's all I got in this extended version of After Dark.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot. And if you want more of Nick and Chris and I, and not Jack, join.
Nope, never been invited. 15 shows in.
Well, your time is coming, Jack.
No. I'm begging for being on the show.
Okay, all right, fine. So be it. But I was going to actually invite your wife on the show.
Yeah.
She's the star of the Crazy Hank TV. So yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So anyway, you can join us on Owen and Baroo's. We're going to have a reaction to the Star Wars teaser trailer for The Rise of Skywalker, as well as we'll talk a little bit about the Clone Wars, and we'll
Yeah,
see where the
because
conversation goes.
my daughter has shown interest. She actually might want to jump into the Star Wars
Oh,
universe.
so your
Nice,
daughter's going to be on before me. Whatever.
Yep. So, but no, I was talking to these guys before, and I kind of want to get a good guide as to how I can have my 7-year-old jump into the Star Wars universe. So if you guys have kids, you want to learn about what's the best way to introduce your kids to Star
Start
Wars,
with A New Hope.
that's what we're going to talk about.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fine. Like you wonder
I
with a
would
kid
agree with
though, like would a cartoon series be better than actually a movie? Like you
And
just-
that's what I'm getting at.
yeah, you never
Yes.
know.
No.
She's already shown her interest in jumping into the cartoons, but I want to know where to start and how to have her go through.
And that is such a tricky thing. And I would love to dive into this conversation,
But we
we're
should
gonna
save it.
we're gonna table that. We're gonna table that.
Yeah, since I'm really not part of that
That was-
world,
that was my advertisement.
you guys are already boring me.
So tune into us on Owen and Brews Barbecue to hear about the Star Wars reaction to the trailer.
Our
and-
Bruce Barbecue stars Matt, Chris, Nick, and Shandy.
and definitely not Jack. So give a
Definitely not
listen.
Jack.
If you want to hear about the trailer as well as how to get your kid into Star Wars.
Jack needs to be at the $15 Patreon level to store Owen and Brews.
Well, I guess that ain't happened. I will shop Amazon, though. I will shop Amazon.
Well, if you do shop Amazon, jandjack.com/Amazon for all your shopping needs, whether it's Star Wars, Robert Kraft hand lotion, or
Or wipes.
or wipes, or if you do have Amazon Prime,
Extra wrinkly.
check out the show that. Fine, fuck you guys. You watch the show. What is it called? Black Widow. It's a Marvel show. No, it's just called The Widow, right?
The Widow.
The widow.
Yeah.
With the
Okay.
great posture.
I'm going to check it out. I'm intrigued. Although I'm going to get through a couple other TV shows first. So.
Oh, so you're saying you're going to watch it?
Man in the High Castle.
No, I finished Man in the High Castle.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we should do it. I'd have to watch it again in order to podcast on it. Because
I can't take that much
depression.
Dramamine. It always put me to sleep for some reason. It's that Edelweiss.
The thing is, like, if you, we talked about this before, like, if you binge watch it like I did the first and second season, you start singing that song to yourself, like it's just in your head, and so you're that creepy guy just going, Edelweiss, Edelweiss, and you're like, oh my god, like why am I singing this song?
Sir, what do you want from Star
making
Wars?
survey maps with his fucking ukulele? Like, how do
Yeah.
I make a song to this?
The worst part is I'm singing the songs, I'm butchering the words, so it's just like I'm. That was my German.
All right, let's cut it off there. This shit's
All right.
getting ugly.
Yeah, great show, guys. 1 in a million.
All right, guys. Great show, kids. 1 in a million.
But that was mine.
Maybe I'll see you next week. Maybe I won't.
So it might just be me and Matt.
Could be.
We're gonna have to get a guest host.
Could be, yeah.
I could be like old school Jack, I can take some Dramamine and be all like, what pick are we on?
That should be a patrons level. We dig up that podcast.
Oh, that is a good one.
And then we go, hey, here's your fan favorite.
Trying to drag me through the mud with your fake media. All right.
Fake media, it was real.
See you guys next week.
All right, guys. Hasta luego. And goodbye.
See ya.
Have a safe trip, Nick.
Thank you.
Good luck, Chris. Matt.
Thanks.
I got nothing for you. Bye.